Taking you live, Ontario Premier Doug Ford is speaking right now about interprovincial trade. Let's take a listen.
You talk about tariffs. My goodness, we've been tariffing each other, it seems, for decades, generations, actually. They reduce our national GDP by more than 7% and cost our economy up to $200 billion every single year. In other words, much like President Trump's tariffs, these trade barriers hurt our economy, drive away jobs and investment, and divide us from each other. With President Trump taking direct aim at Canada's economy, it can't be business as usual. These last few months have made it clear. As premiers, we need to work together to build a more united, more competitive, more self-reliant Canadian economy that creates jobs and prosperity here at home. That's why later today, as the next step in our plan to protect Ontario, we will be introducing the Protect Ontario Through Free Trade Within Canada Act. This legislation will remove all of Ontario's remaining exceptions under the Canadian Free Trade Agreement. And we're going to continue working with our two provinces to sign an MOU. And this will allow more certified workers from across Canada, including skilled tradespeople, more healthcare workers, to come and work in Ontario right away. We're also launching consultations to break down barriers for American healthcare workers, well-trained doctors and nurses, people who are fed up with how President Trump is governing, to come and work here in Ontario, work at both our great provinces, everywhere else in the country as well, as we continue hiring more doctors and nurses into our healthcare system. This legislation would and mean that Ontario automatically allows goods and services from another province to be sold right here in Ontario, provided that provinces treats Ontario goods and services the same way. So, to borrow an example from my friend Premier Houston, a frozen pizza made in Nova Scotia. You can tell this guy's in shape like Ray. He hasn't eaten too many pizzas like me. But anyways, I'll go with the frozen pizza. The frozen pizza made in Nova Scotia will be automatically recognized as a very safe to buy and eat here in Ontario. And to take that example one step further, if the truck driver who is moving those frozen pizzas is trained and certified in Nova Scotia, their credentials will be automatically recognized here in Canada as well, Ontario and Canada across the board there. These changes would also allow direct-to-consumer sales of alcohol from anywhere in Canada, provided that other provinces or territory treats Ontario producers the exact same way. This will provide new products for Ontario consumers to enjoy and millions of new customers for Ontario products across Canada. And I'm just so pleased that my fellow premiers are here to join me today, because no single province can tear down these trade barriers alone. Instead, we need all 13 provinces and territories working together, along with the federal government, to build a stronger, more united Canada. That's why today I'll be signing an agreement with Nova Scotia and an agreement with New Brunswick that support true free trade within Canada. These agreements are a blueprint, and they're a challenge to other provinces and territories to join us. It's a win for every business owner, a win for every worker, and every community held back by red tape and duplication. It's the right thing to do to protect Canada, to grow our economy, and create new jobs and opportunities across the country. Together, as a united Team Canada, we're going to get through this stronger and more united than ever before. I want to thank you, and may God bless the people of Canada.